So monetary policy, if we are going to consider the effectiveness of monetary policy, first we have to consider the functioning of the entire mechanism how monetary policy works. So, if the government is increasing the money supply, central bank is increasing money supply by any means, we are not going to discuss that, but we are just considering ultimate effect that there is an increase in money supply in the economy. So if they are increasing money supply in the economy, there will be excess supply situation in the money market, and consequently there will be excess demand situation in the bond market. So bond prices will start to rise and rate of interest will start to fall. So whenever rate of interest falls, there will be two effects. Number one is that speculative demand for money will start to increase. And on the other hand, in commodity market, due to fall in rate of interest, the private investment will start to increase. So the aggregate demand will rise. Aggregate demand and the output will rise. So here also the effectiveness of monetary policy depends upon two things. Number one, how first the money market disequilibrium is recovered. That means how sensitive is the speculative demand for money to rate of interest? How does it respond to the rate of interest? If speculative demand for money highly sensitive or highly interest elastic, what will happen? A small decline in rate of interest will restore the equilibrium in the money market. So there will be a very small decline in rate of interest. So given the interest elasticity or interest sensitivity of private investment, if there is high decline in rate of interest, there will be high rise in private investment, and there will be high increase in aggregate demand, high rise in aggregate demand. So what we can say? If the speculative demand for money is less interest sensitive. So in such case, to restore the equilibrium, there should be higher decline in the rate of interest. And given the interest sensitivity or interest elasticity of private investment, there will be high rise in private investment due to the decline in rate of interest. So there will be high rise in aggregate demand. That means there will be the fiscal expansionary monetary policy will be more effective here to boost up the aggregate demand. Second, on the other case, if speculative demand for money is highly sensitive to rate of interest, so that time to restore the money market equilibrium, there will be a small decline in rate of interest. So given the interest sensitivity of private investment, there will be smaller rise in private investment and smaller rise in aggregate demand. So in this case, monetary policy will be less effective to boost up the aggregate demand. So from here, first we can say number one, higher interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money, that implies less effective monetary policy to boost up AD. What is given? Given the ideas or interest sensitivity of private investment. Second point. Now, what do we see? That due to If there is excess supply in the money market, consequently rate of interest falls. And for rate of interest fall, private investment will rise. So if we consider there is a certain decline in rate of interest, if private investment is highly interest sensitive, for that decline in rate of interest, there will be high rise in private investment, and hence high rise in aggregate demand. And vice versa. That means what? If private investment is less interest sensitive, so for the same decline in rate of interest, there will be a smaller rise in private investment, and there will be a smaller rise in aggregate demand. So we can say that given L dash means interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money, higher interest sensitivity of private investment, that implies what? Higher rise in aggregate demand due to fall in R, and vice versa. So from here we can conclude that we can say that the money effectiveness of monetary policy is directly related to interest sensitivity of private investment and inversely related to the interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money. So now we'll prove that with the help of a set of diagrams. So first we will consider this statement and we will prove it that given interest sensitivity of private investment, higher interest, so given interest sensitivity of private investment, better to write that effectiveness of expansionary monetary policy inversely related to interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money. So let's draw a set of diagrams. So first what we will consider? We will consider that in both cases the slope of IS curve are same. The slope of IS curves are same, that means we will consider two parallel IS curves. So in horizontal axis we measure Y, in vertical axis we measure R. Here also this is my IS curve, this is my initial IS curve for both cases. This case we will consider that this is the LM curve, steeper LM curve, and in this case we will consider a flatter LM curve. So in this case speculative demand for money is less interest sensitive. In this case speculative demand for money is more interest sensitive. So this is L1, M1, this is LA, MA. In both cases we start with the same level of output Y0, here also Y0. So now we'll consider expansionary monetary policy. So this is such increase in money supply. The shift of LM curve indicates the expansionary monetary policy. So this is why. So here, what I will consider, this is the expansionary monetary policy. And here, oh, sorry, mistake. This is the expansionary monetary policy here. So, what will be the final equilibrium here? In this case 1, this will be the final equilibrium. R0, R1. And here, so Y0 to Y1, Y0 to Y1 dash. So where we find that Y0, Y1 is greater than Y0, Y1 dash. That means what? Here, this is the rise in aggregate demand caused by rise in private investment. So here, R0, R1 dash. So here what we see, there is a higher decline in rate of interest. Here is a smaller decline in rate of interest. So in both cases the IS curves are same. That means that private investment, in both cases the interest sensitivity of private investment are same. But in this case what will happen? This case demand for money is highly interest sensitive. So that's why the small decline in rate of interest can recover the excess demand, excess supply situation. And here a higher decline in rate of interest is required to cover the excess supply situation. So finally what we see, here is the higher volume of rise in aggregate demand, here is a smaller volume of rise in aggregate demand, simply due to difference in the interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money. Higher decline in rate of interest, lower decline in rate of interest. So this, as the as the aggregate demand functions are same in both cases, that's why here in above case we will find, in above case or case 1. So in case 1 monetary policy is more effective, in case 2 the monetary policy is less effective. So from here we can say that flatter the LM curve, lower will be the effectiveness of monetary policy. Now the second statement. The second statement is that given L dash means interest sensitivity of speculative demand for money, higher I dash means higher interest sensitivity of private investment, indicates higher effect of expansionary monetary policy. So in this case, first we will consider in both cases the LM curves are parallel to each other. That means in both cases L dash same. So initially we consider that this is the IS curve, and initially consider that this is the IS curve. So in both cases we are considering the same volume of monetary policy. So if we compare between two cases L0, M0, L1, M1, L0, M0, L dash, M dash. So if we, in the both cases, we compare the monetary policy, we will find it that so case 1 is, in case 1, IS curve is more interest sensitive. So IS curve is flatter. That means in this case, private investment is more interest sensitive, and in this case, the private investment is less interest sensitive. So whenever we adopt the monetary policy, so we can find here, in this case, in first case, output level increases from Y. This is the increase in level of output, and here this is the increase in level of output. So in case 1, the monetary policy is more effective. In case 2, the monetary policy is less effective. Why? Because due to increase in money supply, in both cases rate of interest falls. But in case 2, we will find that there is less effect on investment, less effect of rate of interest on investment. Here, more effect of rate of interest decline in investment. So, in this case, here case 1 indicates higher volume of money, higher effectiveness of monetary policy, and case 2 indicates lower effectiveness of the monetary policy. So here, from here, we can conclude that if IS curve is flatter, monetary policy will be more effective. IS curve is steeper, monetary policy is less effective. And now we will consider the extreme case. What we found in the, what is the specific Keynesian case of when monetary policy becomes almost ineffective and the fiscal policy becomes more effective. This is the case of, we can say, in this policy prescription that was prescribed by Keynes in the time of the Great Depression. So remember that we consider the concept that is liquidity trap. So liquidity trap is a situation in which the rate of interest is at the price, at the floor level of rate of interest, and the demand for money becomes infinitely elastic or perfectly elastic. So if we consider this is our LM curve, and this area, this horizontal portion of the LM curve is the liquidity trap. And the Keynesian example was that the speculative demand for money is highly interest insensitive, or highly the speculative demand for money is perfectly interest elastic, and the private investment is highly interest inelastic. So in this case, in expansionary monetary policy, LM curve will change in this way, but it will not be able to affect this part. Rate of interest is the minimum level, it cannot fall below that. So in this situation, what we have to do, if we want to increase the aggregate demand, as the aggregate demand management policy, only fiscal policy will work. The monetary policy will not work at all. So this is the extreme case, extreme Keynesian case, in which effectiveness of fiscal monetary policy becomes zero. And contrary to this, there is another case which was explained by Milton Friedman. At that time, there is another extreme case that private investment is highly interest sensitive, and that's why IS curve is much flatter and demand for money is highly interest insensitive. The LM curve is LM curve is much steeper here. So here in this case, if we want to expand the economy, we have to adopt the expansionary monetary policy. So there are two extreme cases, Keynesian case, and then we can consider it this is the case of monetarism. Milton Friedman said, no, if this is the case, like if the demand, if private investment is highly interest sensitive and speculative demand for money is highly interest insensitive, that time more effective will be the monetary policy, the effectiveness of fiscal policy will be very low.